there. I'm coming on today with a really impromptu live, well not live as such, but video to share with my community. I've had loads of new followers on YouTube recently, which is fantastic, so hello, and also on my Instagram page as well. So welcome, thank you so much for following along and joining me in my little sewing journey in my company. But the reason I've come on today, a bit different than I normally would, I received an email in my inbox this morning and it really sort of, I don't know, tugged at a heartstring for me. It really connected with me. And yesterday evening I bought a pattern from a company called Sew Liberated. I'll put their link below. I saw somebody had made one of her skirts on Instagram. I really liked it, so I clicked across to her shop. It looked fantastic. She had a little discount code as well for skirts at the moment, so I bought the pattern and I downloaded it this morning, and I'm going to be making it in August. So you can see how I get on with that by following my August vlog on YouTube, and I'll tell you all about it. So I done that, and then this morning I received an email from Sew Liberated and from the lovely lady who is called, I've got her name written down because I'm going to forget, Meg McLuey, I think it is. So she was sent out an email saying, hi, thanks so much, for purchasing my pattern. This is a little bit about me. And she shared a bit about her company, and it just really resonated with me. Her story for starting her sewing company up, why that happened and how it's changed, how she feels about sewing and about her business and all of these things. And I just kind of read it, and she's got a blog where she sort of writes her story, so I will include that in the link as well, actually, because it's a really good little read. And it just really resonated with me, and I felt that I haven't told my sort of story, my why, for such a long time. And when I first started Made by Lucy, I used to talk about it a lot, and if you scroll right back on my Facebook page is where I started, you'll see that I used to share all the time about why I was starting, what my inspiration was, what my motivation was, how I was feeling. I was really open with all of that. And as time's gone on, my circumstances have changed, so I don't feel I need to share that with people quite so much. You were almost my therapy. Social media was my therapy, as well as sewing, of course. But I thought I haven't shared that with my sort of audience for so long now, and it's really good for people to understand and connect with a person and a company and really know where they come from and their background, just like Meg has shared with me this morning, and it's really sort of connected me to her, and I feel really aligned now to what her morals are and where she's heading. So my company, Made by Lucy is my company, and it's evolved and grown over the years, and I started back in almost 6.5 years ago now. And the reason I started that company is because I had a tragedy in my life that just really shook me, and I turned to sewing as my saviour. And thank God it helped me overcome a lot of sort of emotions and things I was feeling at the time, coping mechanisms, and ultimately from that it's built me a business which is incredible and amazing. When they say there is a silver lining, oh my goodness, this is totally it for me. So the story is, I was in my early 30s, things were really pretty cool. I had my own house, I had a new car, I was married, I had a lovely husband, or I have a lovely husband, and I had one child, I just had another one, young, enjoying things. It was all good, I mean, all the normal struggles of having a young family, but, happy, a roof over our head and enjoying things. I had a good job as well that I enjoyed, and I was sort of moving through the ranks, and yeah, it all felt amazing. And then in my early 30s, at 33, I really sadly lost my mum, really suddenly and unexpectedly. And for me, that was just like somebody had ripped me in half. So had taken all of the things that I built up and I was enjoying in my early 30s and just literally took that rug, swept it out, and changed me into a different person, and I didn't know what to do with myself. And my mum passed away on the Wednesday in January of that year, and on the Saturday I began using her sewing machine because she was a seamstress, always had been, so I'd grown up around sewing all my life. I used her sewing machine to make a project, a really simple project. I think I've got it, you can't see it, it's up on my shelf up there. I'll have to go and grab it and show you. It was a little stuffed owl. And from that moment forward, no word of a lie, I literally sewed on her sewing machine every spare minute I had. Pretty much abandoned my husband and children at this point, and I sewed and I sewed and I sewed, and it was kind of my escapism, I guess. It kind of connected me to her, but also give me that sort of space, my mind. I could be quiet, I could just do, not in such a healthy way. I must admit, I literally sewed it every second. You know, before I went to work, I sewed. When I got home from work, I sewed. Thank God my husband was so good and, you know, stepped up the mark and helped me out with all the other things that needed doing, you know, housework, shopping, looking after the kids. But that's what I done. And I literally sewed and sewed and sewed. And then I gradually braved it, really amazingly braved it in this time of me feeling like this, to set up a Facebook page called Made by Lucy. And I shared what I was sewing on that page, and I shared my story. I shared my story out to that universe of people watching. Oh my goodness, I certainly wasn't afraid to do that. And gradually those people started coming back, and those people came back and supported me, and they offered me sort of, I don't know what it was really, they just offered me being there. And even though I didn't know a lot of these people, and they come from friends and family, their friends and family, and this sort of audience grew and grew, and even though I didn't know them, they just felt like they knew me. I felt like I knew them, and I felt like I almost needed them, and I sort of connected with them on a level where they were my sort of new support system. And that, with the sewing, is what grew my company and helped me to overcome those feelings that I was feeling of grief and, you know, confusion and all these things that happened in my life at this point. And this took a good few years. And for me, I kind of felt that sewing at that point was, I had to do it, because if I stopped doing it, I wouldn't feel very good. I would go back to, you know, feeling really unsure and unwell and, you know, lacking something. So that was what my purpose for the sewing was at that point. So even though I was building a business through that, unknowingly really, that was what sewing was for me. And then as time went on, my dad fell poorly, and I sadly lost my dad as well a couple of years ago. And at that point I stepped back and thought, I don't need sewing to make me feel better, in a sense that I don't need sewing to be with me constantly every second of the day, because if I don't do it, I'm not going to feel good. I need sewing to be something that's going to remind me of them, that's going to give me something that's going to support me and my family and make me feel super proud of myself, of what I can achieve and achieved through all these things that I've been through and sort of had to deal with in my mind and myself. So I stepped back slightly, I re-looked at my business, and that's when I came up with, I want to help other people. I want to help other people use their sewing and their hobbies to fulfill their joy, their passion, and maybe they've been through things like I have in the past, and I want to help them maybe use sewing to help them overcome those things too. And that's so important to me. And this is where Meg, when she emailed me this morning, her story was so similar. You know, she took sewing to the extreme almost because she needed it. Her little boy was poorly, but then she stepped back, and now she uses that to help other people. And this is exactly how I feel in my business. And this is why I have resentfully, not resentfully at all, why I can't think of the word, why I have pushed and never given up, and I've always, you know, stuck with my beliefs and my company and offered out to my customers everything that I can, and everything that I would want to receive as a person, I offer out in whatever I'm doing. So whether that's I'm making something for someone, or I'm teaching in a workshop face to face, or I'm teaching online, I just try and give my all to those people, and a whole lot of patience. And I always try and remind people that sewing isn't about just the sewing. Sewing is about the process and what we get from that process and how it makes us feel, and how we can take that time just to step back, and how we could take that time to just make us reflect, maybe feel good, feel better maybe. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It certainly doesn't have to be perfect. And I tell my ladies this, it's fine. You know, it doesn't matter if you've got a little tuck here, if you've got your hem slightly lower one side than the other. Do you know what? It's the process that is giving us the joy. It's making us feel good. And it's what we should be savouring, really, is that process of making and using our creativity in a way that we can enjoy and others can enjoy too. So I just really want to thank Meg for sending me that email this morning and reminding me and giving me the confidence to come on here and reshare my story, which I haven't done for a long time. And I haven't even welled up. Woo! It's amazing how, you know, time is really a healer, definitely. And if any of you out there are sort of connecting to this and thinking, oh my God, I feel like that is what I find from my sewing, this is what I need something like this, you know, where can I find this, how can I find it? Then, you know, I urge you, please join me for one of my courses, whether that be face-to-face in my studio here in Salisbury, or if you live further away, join me online, because you'll really see that I can help you to unlock your sewing passions, teach you some amazing skills and how to make some incredible projects. But not only that, I can really show you the patience, the understanding and the caring to make sewing your new joy and use it to really help you, you know, find something that you might be lacking, you might need guidance with or support with. You know, sewing and my sewing community can just bring that to you. I've experienced it. I love my social media family. I literally feel like they are my extended family and I feel so connected to you all. So please don't delay. If there's anything that's stopping you from joining one of my courses, please reach out and message me. You totally won't regret it. I give all of my customers and all of my sewers the utmost respect and time and patience, and I never judge. And I just want people to find a passion and a joy in what they're doing. And I know it can help so many people out there. And the mind for me is now such an interesting thing. I sort of always think about, you know, what it is that our mind does to us, how it can be affected and how we can affect our mind as well. And I'm really passionate about the charity mind as well, because, you know, so many people go unheard and, you know, hidden in a corner, suffering from things that they really don't need to suffer from, whatever that might be in your life. And it can be something small or something much bigger. And I feel that you know, a community environment can help us really overcome those feelings, anxieties, worries, feeling, you know, not part of something. That's what my sewing community is all about. So in case you don't know, my social sewing community group is on Facebook. It's a fabulous, friendly, connected place to hang out, to seek advice, share sewing. You certainly don't need to be a sewer. You could be a complete beginner or you can be a complete advanced seamstresses. It welcomes everybody, but it's just a place for nourishment, for sharing, for inspiration, for motivation, and just making new friends, like-minded friends. My online courses are a place to sort of connect with me more one-on-one. My online courses are done on a live environment like this. I do it through a webinar called Zoom, where we can connect on live sewing sessions and make the projects in that particular course. My next one is starting in September, the beginning of September. I would absolutely love to have some of you on there. But if there's any questions you have, or if you just feel like you've connected to this in any way, I would love to hear from you. I feel completely passionate about bringing something to other people through their sewing and through their creativity, and just making people realise that it's not just about perfecting a collar or whatever it is. It's really about the process, how it makes you feel and how it can connect you to other people as well that are like you, and, you know, maybe people that aren't brave enough to sort of get out there and put themselves out there like I show up and do amazingly. I amaze myself some days that, you know, even through those tough times, I still manage to come on social media. You are totally my family. I love you lots. But anyway, I just wanted to come on and share that with you all so you know a bit more about me. You can connect with me. I'm going to put all the links and different things you might want to find out about, including Meg's, in the comments below. So please click on them, have a read, visit my website, visit my other social media pages, Instagram and Facebook, and find out a bit more about me, join in with the community, and I would absolutely love to have you on one of my courses coming up, and we can sew together, we can share ideas and inspiration, and you know, hopefully my enthusiasm for sewing will come across to you and give you some joy and passion in your sewing. Maybe you've lost your sojo and you need to find it back. A course with me is definitely going to help you do that. Anyway, for now, thank you so much for listening, and I hope I haven't just jabbered on like I do. And look out for my next vlog coming out next week for my July makes and my August plans and what I've got planned. I'm really excited to show you what I'm going to be making next, and I'm really excited to show you how I get on with my shirt dress as well, which I've been doing. I'm pointing over there because it's literally in front of me. It's not quite finished yet, which I'm really excited about too. So come back and join me for that next week. You need to subscribe to make sure you know when my next videos are coming up, and until next time, thank you so much. Share the love, come and join me on some sewing, and thanks for watching. Bye.